So good afternoon everybody, myself Acharya Vishvendra. We'll discuss NCRT questions line to line, and today the chapter is chapter number 4, which is the motion in a plane. So let's start with the questions. So the question is about vectors, then about physical quantities, scalar quantity, vector quantity, examples of them, rules of vector addition. Then we have current, then we have example of vectors, then representation of vector, then absolute value, length, unit vector, displacement vector, position vector. Then we have how to find displacement vector, how to find position vector, how to find distance, then magnitude of displacement. Then we have two vectors, then we have properties related to vectors, then we have whether two vectors are equal or not, then we have multiplication of vectors with zero and non-zero, with positive and negative. Then we have questions based on multiplication of vector by a scalar of maybe positive, maybe negative or zero. Then we have a question based on multiplication of vector p with 3. Then we have -2. Then we have acceleration. We have a vector a having a certain dimension. B is lambda a has dimensions. So there is a relation between dimensions and vector thing. So then we have another question based on dimensions of vectors. Then we have addition of vectors. Then we have triangles law. Then we have addition of vectors in different combinations. Then we have resultant. Then we have three vectors, a, b and a plus b. Then we have a plus b vectors equals to what? Then vector addition rules are there. Then addition of two vectors, then we have null vector. Then we have vector a and minus of a. Then we have a question based on different vectors. Then we have to find angle between two vectors. Then there are questions on resultant of vectors and the maximum and minimum value, conditions for maximum and minimum value. Then we have impact of increasing angle on the magnitude. Then again we have a parallelogram based question, different questions based on that. Then we have angle between vectors, their magnitude, angle of resultant with certain vectors. Then we have a numerical question based on special conditions when two vectors are having equal magnitude. Then angle between them and what is the relation. Then we have a problem of rain velocity, rainman problem in vectors form. We have to find velocity of rain, velocity of wind, actual velocity. Then we have a speed of rain, then we have angle. Then we have component of vectors. Then we have a question on based on a given vector having magnitude 5. We need to find its component along x-axis, then along y-axis. Then we have given a vector, we need to find its magnitude and its direction cosines. Then we need to find square of cosines, then square of sines. Then we have a vector, we need to find the magnitude, angle made with axis. Then we have a vector and we need to find twice of that. Then we need to add these two, find its magnitude, difference, magnitude of differences. Then we have three vectors, we need to find their magnitudes and their addition, magnitude, and their components along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Then we have a river boat problem. We need to find time taken by the boat. Then we need to find speed of the boat, then drift, then minimum time taken, then conditions for minimum time, then horizontal drift, speed of both with respect to ground, then minimum drift in case of v is greater than u, then angle corresponding to that. Then we have a motorboat question based on relative velocity. We need to find velocity of motorboat, river current, relative velocity, angles. Then we have to find direction of velocity. Then we have a question based on coordinates of a particle. We need to find initial coordinates x, y, z, then initial position vector, then distance, then instantaneous position vector, then instantaneous velocity, then instantaneous speed, then instantaneous acceleration. And then we have a certain question based on the graph of a particle. It's moving with a certain speed in xy plane, a certain coordinate is given. We need to find the equation of motion, then initial velocity, then component along x-axis, y-axis. Then we have a particle moving with certain position vector. We need to find initial position vector, then position vector at t is equal to 1 second, then displacement, then magnitude of displacement, then average velocity, instantaneous velocity, initial speed, instantaneous acceleration, magnitude of that, then direction of average acceleration. Then we have point moving with a certain velocity and acceleration. Initial position vector is shown. We need to find initial distance, initial speed, displacement, magnitude, position vector, distance from origin. Then we are being given a problem on two particles. We need to find initial velocity, initial acceleration, initial distance. Then we need to find relative velocities of A with respect to B, then B with respect to A, then the magnitudes. Then we have a question based on rainwater problem. We need to find velocity of rain, movement, relative velocity, relative speed, direction. Then we have projectile motion. We are being given a numerical based on projectile motion. We need to find initial velocity, ascent time, descent time, flight time. Then retardation and difference between ascent and descent, maximum height, horizontal range. Then we have horizontal projectile. We need to find time in that, range in that, displacement in that, angle with which it strikes, speed with which it strikes. Then we have concept of uniform circular motion. Then centripetal force, acceleration, vectors. Then we have average angular velocity. Then relation between linear angular velocity, centripetal acceleration, tangential acceleration, their relations, frequencies. Then we have a question based on circular groove, the time period of motion, frequency, angular speed, linear speed, centripetal acceleration. Then we have a question based on trajectory. We need to find angle of projection, maximum height, horizontal range, dimension, angular velocity, angular acceleration, frequency, centripetal acceleration, displacement, distance, average speed, vector equation. Uniform motion, acceleration of a particle in uniform motion along center, shape of trajectory is determined by. So there are a total of 225 questions in this chapter, and if you prepare question answer session, I think it will prove to be a boon to you, and it covers questions including your school exams, NEET and JEE Main. Obviously there are certain questions which can be met for JEE Advanced, but for JEE Advanced you can refer to my another video book. It includes PYQs from JEE Advanced and especially made for JEE Advanced. But these NCERT based question can help you to prepare up to JEE Main in a very efficient way. So I hope it will prove to be a boon to you to optimize your time and energy. Thank you and have a nice day.